I'm really pleased to be here at Extel today. I think what we've seen here today, in many ways, is a story about, what is important in our global economy and our local economy here. Over the last 2 years, Australia, we've been through a lot. And throughout those 2 years, as a government, we've worked hard to stand by businesses like the very ones we're in right now. And Gladys has always understood that here in Chisholm, because she knows that businesses like this, advanced manufacturing businesses, whether they be in the aerospace industry, the defence industry, in the medical products industry, which is where we've been with her on many occasions here, Gladys knows how important jobs are here in Chisholm and how important the future of advanced manufacturing is here in Chisholm, and how important it is that we get the collaboration between the university sector, our scientists, our entrepreneurs, our process engineers, right here in plants such as this. And that's why our economic plan for the future is all about seeing businesses like this succeed. Now, over the course of the pandemic, what we have been doing is, of course, getting businesses through. JobKeeper, of course, did that. The cash flow boost, of course, did that. But at the exact same time as we were working as part of our plan to get businesses through, to save jobs, we were also building for the future. The instant asset write-off, the tax incentives, the lower taxes for small business, the work we did to establish the Modern Manufacturing Initiative, some $2.5 billion in the middle of the pandemic, and in particular the work we've been doing on supply chains. All of this was being done in the middle of the pandemic to ensure that once we got through, and we're very close to that point now, that businesses would have a strong future afterwards. And that's why, as we come out of this pandemic, I'm incredibly optimistic. And there is the opportunity for Australia to do even better in the next 3 to 5 years. The last 3 years, they've been incredibly tough. The next 3 to 5 years will be much better. And the reason they'll be much better is because of the economic plan that we've been laying out and implementing both during the pandemic to keep us strong, but to ensure post-pandemic the jobs and the opportunities will be there. Now, one of the key things we've learnt during the course of the pandemic, and we've learnt many lessons. Sure, we haven't got everything right. I haven't got everything right. We've been in one of the most extraordinary times known, and there have been so many lessons learned, and that's going to enable us to be better in the future. I've talked a lot about risk in this campaign. The risk of Anthony Albanese being loose with the economy and things like that, and that's all true. But by voting for the Liberals and Nationals on the 21st of May, you're also giving us the opportunity to put into practice all the things that we've, of course, learned during the course of this pandemic, and ensure that the policies and plans that we've been putting in place to secure those opportunities in the next 3 to 5 years can be realised. So by voting for Liberals and Nationals on the 21st of May, you are voting for things to be better. And a government that has come through the most difficult periods, has learned the lessons and ensures they're applying them in the years ahead. And one of the key things we've learnt during the pandemic is the importance of this, supply chain resilience. You've seen that right here in this very plant that we've been walking around this morning. What the pandemic has done is it has disrupted supply chains all around the world. It's one of the reasons that we're seeing the cost of living going up, because of what has happened with the disruption of supply chains. But here's the opportunity for Australia. The opportunity is in Australia we do things well, we get it right, the quality is right, we have the people, and we're investing in the skills and the training and the partnerships that will continue to get that right, which is what this is all about. And that means we'll see more advanced manufacturing here in Australia. We'll see more and better paid jobs here in Australia as a result of these plans. Now, this is one of 27 policies that I have so far outlined and announced during the course of this campaign. 27 plans for the future to make things better and to make things stronger. And all of our policies have been submitted to the Parliamentary Budget Office and Finance costings process. And you can go to the website and you can see every single one. There's 7 more to go up that have been submitted, I understand. 27 policies that have all been submitted for costings. Labor Party has submitted zero. Not one of their policies have been submitted for costing. But today's policy builds on the many initiatives to build supply chain resilience. You'll already know what we've invested to ensure onshore manufacture of mRNA vaccines, and we believe that will most likely be taking place right here in Chisholm. Not just in Victoria, but mostly like right here in Chisholm, because that is the best site for that to take place. Securing our supplies of urea and diesel exhaust fluid. That's what we did in particular over the course of the summer. There were many things going on over that summer. We'll remember it well. Omicron was a big challenge. But you know, one of the other challenges we had over the summer was to ensure we were producing the AdBlue that kept our trucks on the road. Could you imagine what would have happened over summer had Angus Taylor and I not been able to work with industry to ensure that that AdBlue got produced and the trucks could keep running over the summer? That's the other thing we were doing over summer. That's what this job's all about. There's never just one thing or two things you've got to do. You've got to be doing things every day, and you've got to be across many, many issues. That's why you can't afford to have someone who's loose in the lodge. You've got to have someone who knows to work across all of these issues and how government works. We're supporting fuel refineries and fuel security, and you've been with us as we've announced those. We're investing in the local manufacturing of PPE and other important products. But specifically today, we're announcing, as part of our supply chain resilience initiative, over $300 million, which is supporting efforts to ensure that Australia can have and play a role in the secure supply chains of the future to create those advanced manufacturing jobs. There's $27 million under the CSIRO program, which is 18 semiconductor and water treatment chemical projects, and Extel is one of those who have received $1.4 million in grants. There's $15 million for projects to improve the government's capacity to map, monitor and model critical supply chains, including $4.3 million for transport network storage investment tools, $1.3 million for a strategic national plan for semiconductors, and $10 million to support mapping and monitoring of the supply chain. And there's $53 million for an MMI, that's the Modern Manufacturing Initiative, started in the middle of the pandemic, for collaboration grants to establish the Australian Animal Health and Manufacturing Innovation Hub, securing supplies of critical veterinarian medicines. So we're not just looking to manufacture human medicines with mRNA, but we're also seeking the opportunities that are there in the veterinary space. Now, to top that off, we're investing $50 million today in a further Trailblazer University. Now, you've heard me announce those in a number of locations, and today we're announcing our second one on recycling and clean energy, and that will be here with Deakin University. And Deakin University, as I know Gladys is very pleased about, which plays such an important role in this advanced manufacturing precinct, that will be in partnership with RMIT, with Swinburne and the University of Southern Queensland and Federation University and 21 industry partners, including 16 small and medium-sized enterprises. And their work will also involve TAFE providers and the CSIRO. Now, we expect this, based on the submission of all of those partners, to develop more than 100 new patents. That's how you grow a strong economy. That's how you get that better future, by investing in the things that change the game for Australia at a time of great disruption, and you seize the opportunity. It'll bring more than 60 new products to market and will directly deliver 250 high-tech jobs and a total of 1,135 jobs over 5 years. We have a plan to create 1.3 million jobs and 400,000 small businesses over the next 5 years. That's what a strong economic plan does. It creates a stronger economy, which means a stronger future, and that's how you get the better future.